Hey, welcome to Najd Paradise. Gotta retake all this Najuran nonsense and Ethiopian nonsense. I don't think they're allied to each other. Nope, they're not. So, um, we'll get this war started. We finally paid off all the loans that we got during our civil war, and we haven't quite reclaimed all the territory we lost, but we reclaimed almost all of it, and we gained some new land from the Mamluks, and we've refrained from taking anything that would upset the Ottomans. And now we're just fabricating African claims on African territory so that we can go to Africa. Ooh, and we got this this cute little island too, because it's cute and it's little and it's an island. And I've always wanted a cute little island of Ormuz. And now our trade power in the Ormuz node is nearly complete, despite us collecting in a non-capital province. So I'm thinking about making my capital Ormuz, but see, because we're never gonna get Baghdad. That's an Ottoman thing. We can't have Baghdad. And the Ottomans will definitely take trade ideas because they're the freaking Ottomans. So let's move our capital over to Ormuz and send things to Ormuz. So we can send all this down to Gulf of Aden, then send everything here to Ormuz, and then collect it there. So this should be our capital. It's an island capital. Of course, we need the admin points to do all that, and we're not going to have them anytime soon because we're still spending admin to core provinces. And we got massive revolt risk everywhere. Awesome. Even with +2 stability. We just have religious unity and overextension problems, and Funge separatists want us to give Funge back to the Fungians. The Fungites, Fungasians, Funstitution. Turn on the revolt risk map mode and see if we can fund our army and get this revolt risk to go away just by standing in various provinces. Look at how much revolt risk we have everywhere. It's so annoying. Even in our primary Ville, where we came from, we have lots of revolt risk. The Jazz separatists and Funge separatists makes me want to build forts, but I shan't build forts. It's against my religion. Slowly fighting rebels is the best way to fighting rebels. Yay for Jazz separatists. We might get religious unity one of these days. So the war with Ethiopia is meant to start right now, but too many rebels. We need to not enough admin even to core what we took, so we're kind of delaying things until we can core everything. Because who wants to start a war when we're too busy fighting rebels to actually fight the war without giving up a bunch of crap? Come on, Funge separatists. We're ready for you. Spawn over there in them there, Funge. We need 134 admin before we can start the next war. Darfur and Funj need to be taught a lesson for the children, a lesson. All right, let's move our trade port here and just leave our capital in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like that's not a very safe place for a capital. But admin is precious and Diplo is not, so we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Okay. You transfer. You transfer. You transfer. And you transfer. Ethiopia is still going to collect almost 2 ducats while everyone else forwards stuff to Ormuz, where we can collect 6.3, which is nice. Should probably collect... No, we don't have any trade power in Basra worth mentioning. I think that's where we want all our merchants. Indus... Gulf of Aden, Ormuz. I don't know if we need the merchant here, though. Let's try moving the merchant over here and see if that ups it from 6.32 to something higher. All right. So we're at 8.12. 8.5. All right, we'll move this guy from Ormuz back. .6, so it is better to put that guy there. Awesome. Okay, this makes us muy rich, muy rich. Properly managing trade makes everyone muy rich. 3 more fabrications and it's time to fight in Ajuran. But mostly we're waiting for the rebels to spawn so we can kill them and then go fight in Ajuran. Oh no. One of Najd's national ideas is an additional missionary and additional missionary strength of +5, which is crazy. It's one of the reasons so many people like having Najd as a vassal, because they can convert provinces for you, like Rome and whatever. Just give them a hard to convert province, and they're like, done. It's all converted. Hello, pretty lady. Buy him a new one.
Buy a new one?
Yeah. I have extra Simons. Ooh. We used to be collecting... Oh, never mind. That's a transfer guy. That's not a collection guy. Makes much more sense. A lot of missionary events. Not sure what they all said, but they were bad. Something about missionary strength minus. Still tons of revolt risk everywhere. Should probably fund the army until the revolts are done. Oh, this is one of the reasons humanism is quite the nice early idea. So another suggestion from that Ottoman world conquest is that in the early game you need to finish administrative ideas and influence ideas, and then get religious and humanist to make your empire grow larger. So until you have religious and humanist, there's just no reason to take new territory. It'll just be causing such constant revolts that it'll be a pain in the butt. So you're better off just feeding vassals to avoid having to spend any diplo or admin in the early game, and then stockpiling your diplo by doing culture conversions and then canceling them, and then culture conversions and cancel. So just bank. So that way you can bank 1,600 diplo, so you can instantly finish the influence idea when you hit admin tech 7. And you can get to admin tech 7 as quick as possible because you are focusing admin and not coring anything. And then you get humanist and religious before you ever annex those vassals. And then when you finally do annex the vassals, you have low revolt risk because you've already taken humanist. So I like that idea. Basically, don't take any provinces until you have humanist. I mean, it wouldn't work at all for Najd because you're so weak early on that like you would have infinite liberty desire with everyone. But it makes sense for the Ottomans. We got some new cannons. Just waiting for these revolts to fire. I guess I'll attack the Ethiopians. I'm close enough to where the revolts are going to happen that I can fight the Ethiopians and the revolts at the same time. Yeah, conquest of Ethiopia. Conversion of various provinces. I think they only have one fort, so from here... Oops. Yep, from here we just spread out and instantly siege everything. Ah, and then we fight revolts. Where's that revolt? Where is it? Oh no. I'm gonna have to send almost all of my troops up there. That's a very distant and gnarly revolt. Alright, let's just build a new army. Two cannons, 2 horses, and 20 infantry. Super manpower intensive army. Let's see if that can fight some revolts for us. I like that they changed that coring no longer gets interrupted just because rebels spawn. That's good. Refreshing your separatist counter is considered to be punishment enough for allowing rebels to spawn and take over your provinces. That's what Brian Boitano do. What would Brian Boitano do if he was here right now? He'd make a plan and he'd follow through. That's what Brian Boitano do. When Brian Boitano built the pyramids. I'm just building trade depots and all the trade nodes. Tradeville, where the trades live. Or in as many of them as I can build trade depots. Many of them already have temples and are like, temple's good enough. No, it's not your trade node. Why would you have a temple at all? I guess the guy who owned it thought temples were good and was wrong. He did 2 sow cows and a triple Lutz while wearing a blindfold. Alright, we gotta keep fabricating on a Duran because they are next, and that's the last province they have, so next it's gonna be Funj and Darfur. You hear the word Darfur often because BBC has Darfur people in Darfur, in the middle of Darfur, doing Darfur things. I didn't know that Darfur was a big desert surrounded by deserts in the middle of the desert, so I have much more respect for those broadcasts now. Reporting from Darfur, the desert in the middle of the desert, surrounded by desert. Getting there on religious unity. Alright, we've got 3 armies on rebel suppression and 1 diplomat on end war suppression. We'll see how that goes. I think with 11 income, maybe we don't have 11 income anymore. I was going to say maybe it's time to get some advisors, but I guess I was wrong. Let's make a center of trade building here. Because Ormuz is my trade capital. Why would I not want it to have good trade power? That's just silly. Might have been good to tell Ethiopia to give up cores, but we can do that next war. Be cool if you could ask them to give up cores while full annexing them. I think maybe you can, I'm not really sure. If you can, then it is cool. As opposed to would be cool. See if I have any forts. No forts. Good. Good. Only bad guys have forts. This guy wants to peacefully be my vassal, and I want to not so peacefully murder him. Let's see if we can compromise. I will just murder him, and that will be the end. Ajuran killing time. Ethiopian separatists. Guy walking across the desert. You used to be able to build forts in order to up your supply limit so that walking across the desert wasn't so painful, but you no longer can control supply limit of provinces, so you just have to make your armies small enough that they can walk across deserts without crying. It's entirely possible that Ajuran will blockade this Red Sea, the Red Sea. might be a little early to start fabricating against Ethiopia again. It's not like we're going to fight anytime soon, but I don't know. They're nearby. We should fabricate against them. So notice I didn't up, I accidentally didn't up local autonomy in my new provinces. It's going to make them quite sad. Might be better just to let things revolt once and then up autonomy, because it seems like if you up autonomy, it takes so long for them to revolt that sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, and then you can't just immediately fight the revolt. You have to spread out and come back later. Alright. So usually at this point we have enough dudes that we start fighting two front wars, one in India and one not so in India. But I don't feel strong enough. I got like a 25 stack for India and a 25 stack for Africa. But there's so many rebels and rebel factions, I don't know. It might be better just to take things slow and make sure we don't end up with $2,000 of loans again, because that was no fun. I'm out of manpower already. And Mogadishu is sieged up. Good times. Got that 24-sized army in reserve, though, so even though I'm out of manpower, I'm not exactly worried. They only have 2 forts. Once those are sieged down, then it's over. Adran War is over. Next. Go beat up Funj. Funj and Darfur. And then the Mamluks again, and then we'll go to India and fight a big giant war with hopefully Malwa and Gujarat on our side. Against Bamanis, our primary rival. I think I'm done fighting the Ottomans in Persia. I don't really want anything else from them because I'm scared that the Ottomans will be mad if I take anything. I mean, I might take some northern Persian territory. Someone described fighting people who don't have any forts as just carving your way through butter. It's really like a month for each war. It's really silly. Aw, my heir died. Adalan separatists should be spawning any moment now. And when this diplomat comes home, we'll declare some peace up in here. Aw. Since my heir died, I no longer have a third general. But apparently I can support 2 generals because I've got enough power projection, so that's okay. Well, look at how good the generals are on Adalan separatists. We might have to not automate that rebel suppression, but rather fight it on our own. Autonomy in all the new provinces, and then core some stuff, and then we'll be good to go. Uh-oh. 110 overextension. That's really bad. I guess I forgot to core the Ethiopian stuff. I didn't even, like, start coring it. Luckily, there's a new feature this patch that allows you to give back provinces if you find yourself in this ridiculous situation where you're about to die because you have 10 overextension more than you wanted. So let's see if I can figure out how to do it. Oh, this one. Bye. Now, Asosa is the province we want to get rid of next. There we go, now we're at 98 overextension. Good. Yeah, we're out of manpower, so our front lines are going to get thinner and thinner until we're fighting with just cannons, and then we're going to be dead. So we got to be careful about these rebel suppression stacks. Let's merge them into ginormous stacks of doom. Start making mercenary infantry to cuddle up to the front lines with them. This is like an infantry-only stack, so not very helpful. I think most of our stacks are like that. Because we were so poor while we were paying off our loans that we wanted to be mostly infantry based. Rebels. Hey, it's the Ottomans. They've come to kill my rebels. Alright, we'll fabricate against Indian people for a while. I don't know if it's safe to even go back to India. We've got so many rebels in Africa. Oh, I really feel like I should go humanist first. It's too late now, obviously. But rebels are such a pain. Alright, that's the end of this episode. See you next time, dude.